Well, now I know why quadraphonic records never caught on. It's just too clumsy. Anyway, this is I'm doing a little video response to the Grecian Thunder's thread of baby's oral convention. Question number one: after you open a record, do you smell it? Um, I remember. Well, first of all, I haven't bought a new sealed record in years. I've bought so many used records. I do remember um, when I did first buy records in the late 70s. I remember like opening them up, and yeah, you would get a whiff of that fresh kind of vinyl. You know, someone else likened it to like that new car smell. And yeah, it was kind of a kind of neat because if it was recently pressed or whatever, that it would you get kind of a whiff of that fully cured vinyl kind of weird smell. So yeah, I do remember smelling records, I guess. Number two, you look at the inserts before or during playing. Um, I would say before and during. Although I've gotten a lot of records recently where I just play it and then maybe eventually I'll look at it. I kind of scan through all that stuff. Um, what else? Oh, cleaning. Um, I try to stay away from trying to clean records. Most of the records I get, even the used ones I find, they look like they've hardly been touched anyway. So the only thing I really have to do maybe is get some excess dust off of them. And as far as cleaning, maybe I'll check into getting some of those anti-static kind of brushes or whatever. But for years and years, all I've had is the good old disc washer brush, and it's got that another little brush for cleaning that pad or whatever. And then I've had this for many years too. I hope it's still good. I don't know. It's in Radio Shack brand cleaner, but it's basically just like rubbing alcohol, I guess. And I really don't have to use that. If I buy a used record and it looks like it needs some cleaning, I'll go over it pretty darn well, and it seems to do the trick for me. So, um, do you have to be alone or share with others? Well, I live alone, so it's not really an issue. When I was still living at home with my siblings and my mom, um, some of the records we would kind of listen to each other's records or whatever. Um, so I don't know. It depends, I guess. If someone comes over here or whatever, um, if I'm listening to something, I'll just kind of turn it down or whatever. I might leave it playing. Um, so I'd say it's about both things there. I usually, you know, that kind of leads into the last question of headphone or speakers. Um, I think you could tell that I go pretty way well far back in with headphones. When I first started, actually even before I started buying records, I think I bought a pair of those old bulky plastic kind of Koss headphones with the really those kind of plastic pads where your ears would sweat after about 5 minutes. Um, and this is going way back to like the mid 70s when I got those headphones, and I would listen to my mom's. I basically, even before I had records, I'd listen to the FM radio, especially certain shows like they had the American Top 40 with Casey Kasem. Remember that? But I spent so much time with those headphones on. My parents or my family's idea of doing stuff together was basically watching the same TV show. And which I didn't want to, I'd be listening to something on the stereo, and they thought that I was being like, you know, not sharing in some family activity because I wasn't staring at the TV with them, you know. But in fact, even one time, um, I'm getting a little off the subject here, but one time I think my mom punished me for something by hiding my headphones, and I think I couldn't find them for like a couple of weeks or something. So, but yeah, for many years I preferred headphones. When I did finally buy my first stereo, the speakers were not the greatest, but I was kind of like wanted to be an audiophile, so I invested in a really good pair of headphones, and I've had several through the years. The ones I got here, I've had these for many, many years. They're, I don't know if you can see that, they're AKGs. The little metal cap things or little things have the glue, they came off. I still got them, but these are great headphones. They're really comfortable. Last couple years, these are pretty pricey, but they're really top line. They're Bose, and they're really light, and they're really comfortable. So, but I haven't really had to use them because now that I live in an apartment building, an 8-unit building where only 3 units are occupied, and I'm the only one on one side of the main hallway corridor, and my listening room is like very far back. It's like as far away from anybody else as you can imagine. And when I first moved in here about a year ago, one of the first things I did once I got my system set up was I did a little sound test where see how high I could turn it up and have it not heard outside my apartment or whatever, you know, with the door, with the listening room door closed or whatever, and then, you know, from outside in the hallway. So for the first time in my life, I can play my records or whatever at a pretty decent volume through my pretty darn good speakers. So I wish I had more time to play records too, but I've been so busy. But yeah, those are pretty much my answers, and um, it's kind of funny that bring up things like that. I don't know about the smell thing, but they are pretty good questions. So I hope you appreciated that, and I put in my 2 cents here, and I hope to see you again. I hope you tune in real soon. Bye.